What's going on, YouTube? I'm here with TradeUI to show you the different functions that the service provides to make you a better trader and give you a trading edge. This is going to be another part of the tutorial series to where I go over the insider trading section of TradeUI. So whenever you log into TradeUI, it'll actually automatically bring you to the options flow section. However, if you click down here on the insider tradings button, it'll show you the populated list of current inside trades. So when you go to it right off the bat, it'll show you the gap ups and gap downs of the current or last trading session. This is a Saturday, so it shows everything from Friday. It'll show you all the popular tickers that are on stock tweets, and it'll show you all the popular tickers that are on Wall Street bets. So when you go down to the actual insider trading section, you can see that you have a couple of filtering systems you can use. The all transactions will list all of the buys, all of the sells, and all of the option exercises of a particular stock. It'll also range from different dates, so you can change these dates. Currently, I have it set for 8/11/2022 to 8/13/2022. And lastly, up here in the search task, you can actually default it to do a search. So we'll do ACR, and it populates all the ACR tickers that are there that day. So when you actually break down the insider trading section, you will see that you have the timestamp of when the alert was posted. You will have the ticker in question. You'll have the owner or who bought this. You'll have the insider title, so if they're a CEO, if they're a 10% owner, or if they're a treasurer, director, etc. You'll have the trade type, whether it's a buy, sell, or an option exercise. The average cost that they had for the position. The number of shares that they purchased. The total value of those shares that they purchased. And the current number of shares they have now. It'll also give you the actual name of this ticker, and it'll give you the date that insider trade was executed, and it'll give you the filing date that it was executed. So it was filed on the 9th, and it was executed on the 11th, and it was posted on the 12th. So I want to go ahead and kind of show you what you can look at to give yourself an edge in trading when it comes to using insider trading technology. Common sense is like this. People sell stocks for various reasons, but they only buy stocks for one thing. They expect it to go in a bullish direction if they're buying that stock. And something you have to keep aware of is 10% owners. These could be like institutional investors, things like that. You really want to look out for directors, CFOs, CEOs, presidents, treasurers. You want to see those people buying those shares because that tells you the people who are on the leadership team expect that that stock is going to perform in the future. So the beautiful thing about this is you can actually filter all of these different aspects right here just by clicking. So for example, if we want to go to trade type, if you click first, it will take you to all the actual buys. And it'll list it from the buys down to the option exercises down to the sells. You can do it backwards and it'll do all the sells. But now we have it set for buys. You can look at the cost of different shares. So all these are option exercises, so those were 0, that's why it's at the bottom. And all of these are the actual cost of the shares that were purchased or sold, therefore they're at the other side. Let's do the same thing for the number of shares to see who's really selling or who's really buying and how much they are. You can do the value as well and the number of shares now. So what I'm going to kind of walk you through it. I like to look for, but this is going to be a general tutorial. As you can see, the tickers right now, if they're colored in red, those are sells. If they're green, it is a buy. If it's blue, it's an option exercise. So what I like to look at first is I want to see who's buying. We'll make this simple and see who's buying what. I like to look out for stickouts like directors, presidents, CEOs. I want to see what's going on. You can actually also change the number of rows that's presented. So we'll go to 50 rows, give us more data to look at without having to go in between pages. So I see a lot of buys going on, a lot of buys I have it listed for, but let's look at this one right here, FAT. The president and CEO of the company bought FAT stock. They bought at $9 a share. They bought 1,000 shares, and they now have, let's see, right here it has, where was it? Yep, right here they have 4,333. That's a small amount, so I'm not really seeing that as a potential buy opportunity. But you can also go through here and figure out if there's a potential bull run somewhere. Like for example, this one right here, HYFM. The CEO and chairman actually had two insider transactions because it was such a large order. One for 371, one for 374 average fill. He bought 800, then he bought 15,000. And he currently has 1.597 million shares now. So that is a big bull indicator for me to have this on my watch list to see what happens. What you want to do is you want to use this as a tracking log. See how they're performing throughout the week. Are they continuing to buy more stock as the week progresses, or is this a one-time purchase? If they're continuing to load the boat and buy more stocks, then that's a big bullish sign that HYFM is going in a positive direction in the future. Now, what you can also do is put what I call a fear list. So how to do that, look at your cells, and we can look at Zeta right off the bat. The director of Zeta, one of the directors is, or maybe several directors, however many they have, they are dumping ZETA because they are taking that money and putting it into a new opportunity somewhere, or they need money for personal reasons, or they're just saying, you know what, it's time to cash out and move on. So this could be an indicator that you may want to stay away from Zeta right now, but that's not necessarily a bearish indicator. It's just something you need to look at to be weary of entering that trade in the future. But as you can see, it looks like millions and millions of shares now is currently owned, but you can see people are trimming down. Looks like we have one for almost $800,000 worth of shares. We have another one for about $800,000 worth of shares, and several in the $200,000 to $300,000 range. But let's go back to that bullish trade that we saw, potential bull. I think it was HYFM. So I'll go up here and I'll type it in and see what happens, HYFM. All right, so we had three insider trades. They were all around the same time, actually. They were all executed around the same time. This is one big buy from the CEO and chairman. And it looks like they bought total, what is that? That's roughly 26,000 shares total, I think. And that gives them a total shares now of 1.607 million. So they are very bullish for the future of HYFM. If you're a long-term trader or a long-term investor, you can use this tool to help build your portfolio for the long term as well. Because a lot of these CEOs and chairmen, directors, the people who serve on the board, they're in it for the long haul as well. If they see a potential move in the market, they're going to jump on that opportunity because they know before we know what that company is about to do. And they have a good intuition of whether the actions they make are going to pump the stock or dump the stock. So that's why you really want to focus on using insider trading tools to really develop your strategy. It's a very powerful asset that you can use to add to your trading plan to give yourself a potential profitable future in your portfolio. And if you want to look at it from an overview standpoint, down here we just have like a grid setting up of where was the most money at. So it looks like DV was the top one, CTIC was another big one, AGL was a big one, and look at the colors. The colors tend to coordinate with what's going on here. Blue, a lot of option exercises happened. Green, a lot of buying happened. Red, a lot of selling happened. So you can utilize these tools to kind of give you a quick watch list of what's hot and what's not. And down here it gives a little more description of what everything means, and it kind of breaks it down step by step about what you're looking at. But right here, this is just one of the powerful tools that TradeUI has to offer, as well as these other awesome tools we have over here. And we'll have more videos in the future going in detail for each little section that we have. We hope that you can use this as an opportunity to have a sneak peek at TradeUI and what you can use to help make yourself a better trader. We're going to go ahead and drop a link in the description below that takes you to TradeUI. You can try out our trial to see if this is something that you would like to implement into your trading strategy and give yourself a trading edge. So today is Saturday. I hope y'all have an awesome Saturday and a great weekend. And I wish y'all happy and profitable trades in the future. Have a great day, guys.